Okay, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down two trades from the 17th of December. We had a break-even trade and then a win. I already made this video, but I just feel like it was a bit rushed and it could have been better. And also I noticed that I forgot to put the executions on the screen. So I'm going to put them on the screen now as well, so you can see the trade. But yeah, let's jump into it. So the first trade was on ES. The idea for both trades was the same, right? I was looking for lower prices. So we'll start with ES. Now the day we're focusing on is this day here. I've got it in replay mode on Nasdaq, but on the other assets, it's just this day here and here. So marking out the 1800 price, you can see we open high. So this sets up already a daily profile that's going to be bearish, right? If we open high, we can anticipate it's going to be a bearish day. Obviously, this needs to be in line with, narrative and the draw on liquidity and everything else, but already it's setting up. So coming into the day with a bearish bias, we see this SMT get put in. You can see it here on all assets, right? So Nasdaq takes out this high. ES fails to take the high, and I think, yeah, YM fails to take it as well. So it's this one right here. This one right here. We actually have a two-stage there. So the reason I took ES and NQ was because they just looked weaker. Like if you look at this retracement, it just looks weak, whereas YM looks stronger in this retracement. We put a gap in here. So that's the reason I was favoring the other two assets. So yeah, open high, put in the SMT, and then this right here on YM, you can see we open high into this 6-hour gap. Okay, and you look at the closures, okay, respecting the gap. So obviously at the time of this trade, the 4-hour candle was printing higher, but then we reverse here off the previous candle's high and trade lower. This is to catch up with the other assets which are already down here in the range, right? So look at this 10 a.m. candle. You have the 10 a.m. candle on ES and NQ opening down here. So we don't anticipate it's going to take the previous candle's high, whereas we have the 10 a.m. candle on YM opening near the high of the previous candle. So we can anticipate that it will take the high and reverse off of that high to catch up with the other assets which are already taking out these lows, okay? So the trade idea on ES is, first of all, the high time frame SMT, and then going into 9:30, we start to see this reversal, right, where price is closing through bullish candles and bullish PD arrays, creating bearish order blocks. We have this bearish order block here on the 30-minute being respected with this bearish close, and then the 9:30 candle opens high. If the 9:30 candle opens high and I'm bearish, I want to see it respect the previous candle, and I'm targeting this low down here. Actually, I think this was my break-even point. This was my full target, and then this was my break-even point. That's why I got stopped break-even. But going to the 1 minute, so coming to the 1 minute time frame, then you can see marked out 9:30, and you can see price opens high, puts in this swing high, and then we have a bearish order block formed here, right? So we close through these opposing candles, close through with displacement, forming this gap, and then I just entered as we traded back into that gap for my stop loss on the highs. And then, like I said, I was targeting this low, which would have been a 1 to 4, but I had a break even set as we got to this low. And then unfortunately we did get stopped out break even, and then we consolidated before then moving lower. But this is where I was able to find another entry on NQ. So we just go to 15 minute. So right here we hit that relevant low and we retrace. We form this 15-minute gap. We trade into the 15-minute gap with SMT. So NQ fails here. Then we have a two-stage SMT right here. Okay, so two-stage SMT with a gap. And then at the same time that these assets have taken out that low, okay, okay, these lows, started to consolidate, we can see YM is now reversing. Okay, if YM is reversing to go lower, then these assets should continue lower as well. Plus we have that SMT now formed to send price lower. So going to NQ then to look for a trade. We have the 2-stage SMT, and then this is my draw on liquidity right here. Now I didn't take my full profit off here. I only took 2R. I'll show you the trade that I took. So it would have been a 3.7R if you held it to the low, but I just took 2R. So I took this, and basically we have that consolidation, we have the SMT, and then we see price give the change in the state of delivery, or these opposing candles being closed through. So I just entered here and then took it off at 2R, and you can see all other assets start to expand lower as well. This was really a great day. It was unfortunate that I got stopped out at break even on this trade, but it is what it is. It's part of the game, and there's multiple re-entries in here. There's multiple opportunities, so I'm not too worried about missing that.